single guy he went through, he's like, yeah, their defense can work. Like, Cat can improve on defense. Wiggins needs to improve on defense. Shabazz, Zach LaVine. It's just a narrative of our team. And it's not due to the fact that they're unathletic. It's due to the fact that they have not gotten this tenacity and technique down. And Sam Mitchell, the coach that was there this year, he tried and took probably a lot of the dirty work in getting some of the stuff going. But I think Tibbs will take what has been built, run with it, and I'm really excited for us to actually have a defensive-focused team, and that's exactly what the Wolves need.
Yeah, and I like Sam Mitchell. I like Sam Mitchell a lot as a coach, actually, but he's not the guy. Yeah. He's not the guy who's going to get you over the top, especially with a young core like the Timberwolves have. And like they're timber pups. They're still timber pups.
Wow.
They're young and they're ready to get it, but they need to grow into wolves.
Yeah.
I think with Tibbs at the helm, I think that's definitely a possibility.
Now, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
You both have watched this man coach much more than I have.
Yes.
As a human that will be looking at that smile for 82 games, what would you tell me?
Smile.
That great, and then that meme of the laugh will probably be played over and over again.
So many times.
But what would you tell me that I need to know about Tom Thibodeau from your experience watching him as a Bulls coach for so many years?
I'm going to send this one to Blake first, and then I will come in with my answer.
Well, I would start off by saying this guy has an unbelievable defensive system straight off the bat. And you give this guy any talent, and he can work with it. And, I coming into the Timberwolves situation, I can't think of a better situation with really athletic young guys who you can, get the most out of. I see it working out really well for Minnesota.
I'm going to tell you a couple things, but I'm going to start with some fun things at first. You will hear him every game on your TV broadcast yelling different things like ice or just yelling at different players. I have a feeling that Karl Anthony Towns is going to get yelled at an awful lot.
Yeah.
And Wiggins too, so you'll hear Tibbs just yelling constantly. He will never sit down during a game. Will not sit. I saw him sit probably one time as a Bulls head coach.
That's incredible.
Yes, and there's going to be some growing pains there just because of how intense he is and how young this team is, but I think they'll buy in eventually. Blake touched on it. If you plug any player into that system, especially like a filler type of player, you look at players like DJ Augustine, Nate Robinson,
totally.
JL3, John Lucas III. So,
deep draw there.
So it's like you look at guys like that who have kind of stepped into Tibbs' system in the past and succeeded, just proves how good of a coach he is.
Totally. Yeah, great.
You're gonna have players like kind of complain, and as Joakim Noah put it, Tibbs, I'd hate you right now if we weren't winning so much. He's not the biggest players coach in the world, but I think he's gotten better. I think he understands that he needs to manage minutes a little bit better. He's spent this offseason kind of walking around and picking other coaches' brains, like
Absolutely.
George Karl, Steve Kerr, all these different guys. He's basically been on a tour.
He's been everywhere,
all over the place, advising for different teams. So basically just stealing offensive sets, which is great for the
Which
Timberwolves.
is good. I mean, that's what he needed.
That's really what he needed. Even though the Bulls' offense was worse under Hoiberg this season than they were
well,
with
that's
Thibodeau.
That's a whole story.
Whatever. But what to expect, hard-nosed guy, never takes a day off. If you're not doing your job, you're going to hear do your job over and over and over again. You're going to hear maybe he'll come up with like Minnesota Heart or something. He said like Chicago Heart 20 times, 20 million times. Just a lot of yelling, but it's fun. His antics on the sideline is fun, and you know he cares.
That's incredible.
So that'll be good for you. He also never leaves the practice facility, so I hope you guys have like a bed and like a shower set up. He was living in a hotel.
Yeah, is he going to still do that?
Probably not in Chicago, but
in Minnesota.
Probably. Is it the Target Center?
Yeah,
Target Center.
Everything's Target out there.
Okay, yeah, that's right. Okay.
Even Walmarts are called Target. It's insane.
Well, he slept at a hotel. He lived at a hotel probably like a mile away from the UC when he was the coach of the Bulls. So he just never leaves.
Yeah.
Ever. He's just so insane. He's also dating Kate Upton, so
that's Justin Verlander, but very similar.
He's dating Kate Upton, dude. The rumors are true.
The rumors are not true.
Blake
I
doesn't
don't know
believe me,
where
but
these rumors came from. But.
It's legit. Tibbs is dating Kate Upton.
All right.
And he can also bench 400 pounds.
That's Justin Verlander.
No, it's Tibbs. And he wears a tracksuit majority of the time, so great for that.
I love those tracksuits.
So, Joel,
yeah,
which Timberwolves player right now on the roster will benefit the most from the Tom Thibodeau hire?
I am very excited to see what Andrew Wiggins becomes.
Mm-hmm.
He has proven to be a dynamic scorer. He can drive. He can create his own shot. He can go ISO. He's working on the three-point shot. But his defensive consistency, tenacity on the boards. Ricky Rubio, our point guard, has out-rebounded him almost every game. And so to see Wiggins start to evolve in some of those other aspects other than putting the ball in the hoop, I have the dream that Wiggins could look a lot like what Jimmy Butler looks like. Hopefully his ACL might be a little better. I don't know if that's too soon to say. But, just the ability to say Wiggins is going to be more of a two-way player than he has been the first 2 seasons. I'm really stoked for what he's going to do for Wiggins. And I think Karl Anthony Towns is just going to eat up all of the tenacity, all the hard work, all of the kind of Tibbs mentality that he's ready to have that push.
He's ready to do it.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought up Jimmy Butler, too, because I feel like it's kind of like comparable situations, like how they might develop under Tibbs.
Mm-hmm.
Just maybe Andrew more on the defensive side, but I can see them sort of going down that same route.
Yeah. Tibbs is good at development. It's a fact. You look at guys like, Jimmy was like his greatest achievement, like development-wise for sure. The way he skyrocketed. Even Joakim became a better player. Derek obviously win MVP.
A lot of guys got better.
A lot of guys.
It's hard to not pick a guy who didn't get better under him.
Jimmer did not get better
under
Tom Thibodeau. But he hasn't really learned anything. I'm sorry, I had to make that joke.
But Drew, you brought up a good point of he can take a veteran minimum guy and make him a role, and that's big for Minnesota because it's a little cold up there. It's not 90 degrees and celebrities all over, so you're not going to always pull in the top free agent signings that in LA, that even Chicago or New York could bring. So to say, hey, if we get a person that can fit the mold of what Tibbs is trying to do, that could be valuable and be a good contract for the Wolves, which is exciting for us as fans who have seen many superstars pass on the old Minnesota heart, the Twin Cities, too many times.
Yeah, I'm definitely excited, and I'm intrigued to see what goes on in free agency because the Wolves do have cap space. Mm-hmm. They do have a good pick. I'm not sure what number they're at right now, but they have some flexibility. And a name that comes to my brain that would not surprise me going to Timberwolves would be Joakim Noah.
Yeah.
I'm throwing that name out right now if he is willing to maybe take a bench role or whatever Tibbs wants to do with him, that could honestly happen.
Yeah.
If they offer him max money, which they might, it could happen, or I could see them going after another wing of some sort. But yeah, it's gonna be an interesting offseason for the Timberwolves.
I'm Luol Deng. If you're listening out there, we would love to have you.
Yeah,
that'd be a very nice.
Come get another spinal tap in Minnesota and almost die.
Yeah.
He would love that.
That was awful. Story for a different time that we'll tell Joel off of this podcast so it doesn't cry.
We're looking forward to crying on this.
Yeah. But Joel, thanks so much for stopping by and talking some Timber Pups with us.
Absolutely.
We'll check in with you later.
We're definitely going to be watching.
Yes. I'm going to be league passing the Timberwolves all the time.
I'll definitely.
It'll be fun. It's always an adventure.
Yeah.
It has been 12 years since the Minnesota Timberwolves made the playoffs. I was pre-puberty the last time that Kevin Garnett took them to
it's a long time.
past the first round. So I am terrified to watch Minnesota Timberwolves basketball in the playoffs for the first time, but I'm hopeful next year that it'll happen.
Yeah.
They'll probably do it. I will predict now that they will make the postseason.
I think they're going to make
especially with a weaker West this year.
We're hoping. Well, hey, super appreciate you guys having on and what you're doing on the podcast circuit. So keep it up.
Joel.
You guys are awesome.
Thanks, man. Thanks a lot, man. Talk
Peace.
to you there. So that was our buddy Joel Brand there. Great stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He's definitely a personality and a guy that I love a lot. He
It's a good interview.
just a great human being.
Yeah.
Who loves Minnesota sports. So I love those Minnesota fans because they are very loyal, even though their teams have not had a ton of success.
Yes.
So we talked a little bit about the Wolves there and the Tibbs hire, but now I want to get into some Pau Gasol talk.
Yeah.
For some of you guys, you know that I am not very big on the idea of Pau Gasol coming back to the Bulls. And his brother Mark said something about Pau possibly going to the Spurs this offseason.
Mark said that.
Mark said that.
Really?
Yes. They asked Mark.
Some
They
odd
said,
speculation.
Mark, if you had to take a guess of where Pau's going to go, where's he going? And Mark was like, I think he's going to the Spurs. So I said, if I had to choose, I think he'd go to the Spurs, which I think obviously would be a great fit.
Yeah, it would be.
And I saw an interesting stat that the Spurs, with LaMarcus Aldridge on the court, actually have a worse defensive rating than the Bulls did with Pau Gasol on the court this season, which is a very interesting stat.
Yeah, I mean, you can hide that guy, his inefficiencies, when you have Kawhi Leonard and a bunch of other really good defenders. So
It's true. They got the defensive player of the year on that team.
They have a psychopath.
And also on Bulls Twitter, some people are really into the idea that Dwight Howard should come to the Bulls, and I'm just going to shut that down right now because absolutely not.
Mm-hmm.
No, thank you.
Yeah, I mean, he's a cancer.
He is a cancer. He hasn't won anything. He's a baby.
Yeah.
But that's just my harsh thoughts.
I mean, it's not like you're going to get worse with him, but
I mean,
you're not going to do that much, and you're going to.
He is a Hall of Fame player.
If you
look at his numbers, he is a Hall of Fame player.
I never thought about that, but
he probably is.
Let's talk about that at the end of his career.
We'll talk about that at the end of his career, but he probably will be. Also, some advertising got approved on the jerseys, so the 2017-2018 season will have little advertisements on the corner there. I
have a very strong opinion about this.
All right, well, let's hear it.
Well, I'm not a fan. Straight up, I'm not a fan. It doesn't take away from the overall product, but more ads on top of the amount of ads you get in basketball. Like, there's ads all over the court. There's a ton of stoppage in basketball too, so you're getting ads already blasted at you every commercial break. More ads on the jersey when they're shooting free throws. It's a little bit overkill. And I've never been a fan of it in soccer and other sports too, so I don't know how you feel about it.
Here's my thoughts behind it. I don't really care.
Yeah.
I mean, if it makes the league more money, then whatever. It makes it more of a global product.
Mm-hmm.
Go for it. So here's a question. What ad would you want on the Bulls jersey if you had to choose a company to advertise? I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah.
Yet on my end.
I'd have to think about that.
They someone tweeted out a Photoshop of the Bulls jersey with a crying Jordan.
Can I get like Ditka's Steak Shop in the right hand?
Yeah,
get Ditka's
just
face.
Ditka.
Just
Or
put a Ditka picture.
What if Thibodeau starts up this random corporation in Minnesota and then just buys the rights to the advertising, just like laughing Tibbs face on the
laughing Tibbs? That'd be good.
That'd be funny. But we'll cover the Bulls more once the draft comes up, and then we'll talk about the NBA playoffs next week.
Yeah.
We've been caught up in a lot of the Blackhawks stuff, and there's a lot of injury news in the NBA playoffs. Steph Curry, Chris Paul, Blake Griffin now out for the remainder of the
someone
playoffs.
else
Isaiah Thomas left the game
Isaiah
tonight
Thomas.
with the Celtics.
Yeah.
All the point guards are not safe. So bubble wrap your point guards.
Bubble wrap them.
All right. Let's talk some Bears draft. I know you want to get all over this. Blake is working the draft Friday and Saturday, so if you're there,
let us know.
Yeah, let us know, and we'll come find you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be there Friday, Saturday as well.
Yeah.
So we'll be around.
We'll definitely be around.
Come have a bev